Hello everyone, today I will present the Samsung Ford Industrial Revolution strategic response. Well, in this slide we can see how Samsung connect its different business areas using artificial intelligence and a new technology. In the center, we can see the Ford Industrial Revolution Intelligence Hub. This is the main system that connects all Samsung divisions. Around it, we can see four business areas. First, DX makes products like smartphones or like TVs. DS makes computer chips and hardware. Other is Samsung Displays. This makes high quality screens, and Harman that works with smart cars and artificial intelligence technology. On the right side, we can see Samsung's three main technologies: Galaxy AA, which makes phones smarter; SmartThings, which connects smart homes device; and Knox, which keeps device and information safe. In conclusion, Samsung used artificial intelligence, smart technology, and teamwork to create better and safer products for people around the world.
Let's start with the macro context surrounding Samsung business environment. From a political and economic perspective, global tensions between the United States and China are forcing companies to restructure their supply chains. At the same time, policies like the CHIPS Act and South Korean R&D subsidies are creating opportunities for growth. However, inflation is putting pressure on lower end and consumer electronics. On the social and culture side, we see aging population, but this is balanced by increasing digital literacy and hyperconnectivity. Additionally, Samsung adapts its strategy depending on the region, combining multi-domestic and transnational approaches. Finally, in terms of megatrends, two key drivers stand out: the rise of artificial intelligence and high bandwidth memory, and the expansion of global 5G infrastructure. These trends strongly support Samsung's corporate core and future growth. Now let's look at Samsung's global business strategies. First, under Porter's generic strategy, Samsung focuses on broad differentiation. This means competing through premium value, innovation, and a strong ecosystem like Galaxy instead of competing on low cost. Second, the company follows a vertical integration strategy. Samsung controls its entire value chain from designing Exynos processors and OLED panels to final product assembly and retail. This gives them efficiency and control over quality. Third, using the Ansoff matrix, Samsung emphasizes product development and diversification. For example, the company is investing in advanced technologies like 2 nanometer artificial intelligence chips and automotive semiconductors to create new revenue streams. As a result, Samsung uses a mix of entry models, including wholly owned subsidiaries and joint ventures, allowing them to balance global efficiency with local responsiveness. Let's review Samsung's financial and operational performance. The company reached a revenue of 333.6 trillion Korean won, growing 10.9% year over year. This growth was mainly driven by strong demand for advanced memory products like HBM3E. In terms of profitability, Samsung has recovered significantly. Its net profit margin increased to 13.5%, while its return on invested capital reached 12.4%, showing improved efficiency. Looking at operations, the Device Solutions division shows a strong performance. The first pass yield at 2 nanometer technology reached 70%, indicating progress toward commercial viability. Additionally, overall equipment effectiveness is above 85%, reflecting high productivity. Lastly, Samsung continues to invest heavily with capital expenditure representing 15.8% of sales. ensuring long-term growth and innovation. And finally, in conclusion, finally, Samsung demonstrates a strong financial recovery, operational efficiency, and strategic positioning for future growth.
Customer and marketing dashboard. Here we can see Samsung market and customer performance. The company leads the global market with 22% in the smartphone and 42% in DRAM memory. It also has more than 18% of the foldable phone market. Samsung has a 76% customer retention rate. For finally, SmartThings has over 300 million active users, and Galaxy AI is already available on 200 million devices. This shows the strong growth of Samsung digital ecosystem. Employee and CSR dashboard. This section shows Samsung performance in employees and sustainability. Revenue per employee increased by more than 16%, employee satisfaction improved, and turnover decreased. In sustainability, Samsung increased the use of renewable energy and recycled 1960 at 5% of its industrial waste. This result shows the company committed to responsible growth. Okay, for SWOT and Space Matrix, this section explains Samsung's strategic position. Its main strengths are its leadership in DRAM and its vertical integration. However, the company still faces competition from TSMC. Artificial intelligence also creates great opportunities for future growth. For finally, the space matrix places Samsung in the aggressive position, meaning the company can continue investing in innovation and strengthening its market leadership.
As our strategies recommendation for Samsung Company, we have analyzed your current position using the Boston Consulting Group matrix and the corporate internal and external matrix. Samsung Company's portfolio is currently in transition. Will you start such Galaxy smartphones with artificial intelligence and high performance memory should great promise, and your legacy memory and consumer electronics provide the cash cow needed needs for funding the 2 nanometers semiconductors foundry business in the critical question mark that holds massive growth potential. Our analysis confirmed that Samsung Company sits firmly in quadrant 1. Therefore, we recommend that Samsung Company adopt a mandate to grow and build. We urge you to move beyond to the status quo and pursue aggressive market penetration and intensive products development. Having identified the urgent needs for growth, we have evaluated the optimal path for Samsung Company. Given your position in quadrant 1, the strategy must prioritize integration and current F innovation. Using the quantitative strategic planning matrix, we have rigorously tested 3 paths. We advise against emerging market penetration as it is too defensive in 2.89 score will depending the Galaxy AI ecosystem is a available priority with 3.34 score. Our strongest recommendation for Samsung Company is the EA friendly leadership strategy, which a leading score of 3.85. And this strategy is critical. It allows Samsung company to leverage its massive capital expenditure and research and development capabilities to decisively close the competitive gap with TSMC at the 2 nanometers node. Well, for Samsung Company to successfully achieve a AI-friendly leadership, we recommend focusing on three essential execution pillars. First, organizational culture, because we recommend adopting a challenger mindset to both 2 nanometers yields while dismantle hierarchical stable bottlenecks to foster bottom-up EA innovation. Second, the corporate governance, when we advise that the board of directors demand extreme transparency regarding the 110 trillion Korean won capital expenditure plan, because it's necessary to address the Korean discount and secure long-term investors' trust. And third, Samsung company must proactively manage the political considerations, because this includes navigations, the U.S. Ships Act for your Taylor, Texas facility will mitigating supply chain risks, streaming from USA China export controls. By prioritizing there's three enables, Samsung company will be fully prepared to execute with win strategy vision.
Following on chapter 7 on the Excel and 3-box solution, we do get focus on exponential organization principles. By this, we use algorithms on scaling on-device AI rapidly without proportional cloud infrastructure cost by managing the present, trying to forget the past, and, well, our most important principle, creating the future by scaling this process and trying to build the ultimate connected smart things AI ecosystem. We do use exponential organization principle too about using this external developer network to generate value beyond physical hardware. Following on chapter 8 about the strategic recommendations for the CEO, we do propose accelerating foundry competitiveness by funneling a lot of our capital into breaking this TSMC monopoly and trying to win back NVIDIA and Qualcomm market. We do try to deepen ecosystem stickiness, trying to enhance governance and moderation too, because, well, we need an independent board to report to, well, share this Korea discount proposition to unlock the true market cap and keep us parity with US tech giants, and trying at last to defend operational efficiency by institutionalizing the Six Sigma and OEE gains into project margins against future semiconductor lead silically. Finally, concluding our presentation, we do say that the data is definitive. From hardware manufacturer to our ecosystem architect, we will commit Samsung to, well, fully AI foundry leadership and intelligent ecosystem lock-in. Samsung will not only, by doing this, survive the fourth industrial revolution,
it will build the infrastructure that powers it. Thank you very much.